Hi guys, so it's Battlebots episode 9 of season 4 now. We're well into the season. And this episode, again, like the last one, I've seen pretty much all the fights in this episode. And we began with Huge versus Gigabyte. This had the best intro, as in Farouk points at the robot and then the team do something. Them all standing behind the Huge and then looking and going, oh shit, it's the wrong one, and running behind and going behind the actual Huge. I thought that was hilarious. I burst out laughing at that. I was really disappointed with Gigabyte's control in this fight because they've been doing really well, because I know it's quite tricky to control full body spinning because you just can't touch the walls. But in this fight they seem to sort of be going all over the place a little bit, which was a shame to see. That said though, as a push bot, once their weapon had gone, Gigabyte was surprisingly effective getting Huge on the screws, etc. That was really impressive to see, because that can't be an easy shape to use as a wedge. In terms of tactics with Huge trying to get the exact length of their blade right, I don't know, it's a legit tactic, and obviously it's legal, they included it in the show. I think it's a little bit unsporting to full on measure so that you can guarantee that your weapon's going to hit. I think guessing it would be a bit more polite, oh, I think we should try this, rather than this is going to definitely do this. I don't know, just seems a little bit unsporting in my opinion. I don't know. A little bit of additional info. Team Huge was saying when we met them in the kind of after fight bit that the wheels for this fight they made the night before or a couple of days before. They literally just made them, which is a kind of an aspect I didn't really consider about that sort of plastic, is that unlike a big metal part where you've got to machine it all and whatnot, it's just a piece of plastic essentially. They just thought, right, we need wheels like this, and just cut them out, and it's really easy to use in that sort of short time frame. So yeah, another kind of advantage for that, using that kind of new material. The second fight was Battlebots versus Uppercut. Uppercut started really strongly, got a really good first hit in, and yet Battlebots also kind of came off really well from that, and just the speediness of their recovery from that hit. It's a shame that Battlebots lost, because they were really doing all of the kind of control at the start, just pushing Uppercut around, forcing them into the sides, into the screws and stuff. But I just felt they really deserved to win based on the performance when their robot was actually working. Next fight was Wanhu versus Mammoth. This was a really good fight, but kind of very hard to call, I would have said. If it was my choice, I'd probably have gone with Mammoth, but I'm not kind of disreputing the judge's decision, if you know what I mean. That's fair enough. It's very, very close. And Mammoth was doing fire poi before they began. Very cool. Spinning the fire around. Love it. Then we had Son of Waiachi against Texas Twister. And this was a very brief but very brutal fight. And I saw this one live again, and Texas Twister that was sent flying towards us. That shot where you see it going towards the camera guy obviously very well positioned for that. We were there, so they came flying at the glass kind of towards us. Very impressive display, even by Son of Waiachi standards, that hit. And after this fight you can see me in the crowd, the best shot so far. There I am, just grinning gormlessly and clapping away. We then had a kind of behind the scenes bit where SubZero were talking about the damage they took in the Cobalt fight, which is obviously they've left it for now because they were about to have a fight. SubZero were going to have a fight, but it's weird that they've left that, that was several months ago we all saw that. So it was kind of oh yeah, forgot about that fight. But it was really good to see, that damage was just psychotic. It's just, and then went through the titanium armor and then started cutting into the frame. Just once again hitting home, strong contender, Cobalt, seriously strong contender. The fight itself was SubZero against P1. P1 just didn't seem to be really, it's almost like their wheels were spinning, they weren't getting the traction or something. So it was a shame not to see them, work as well as they could. Very cool looking robot though, obviously it's been said, and rightfully so, it just looks very cool. A strong display by SubZero though. Again, as I said in the episode, not really the insanity of Bronco's flips, but still a really decent flipper, and obviously getting them out of the arena at the end, and the mini bot as well, which again was great to see live. And you can see it meant a lot to the team as well, so that's always nice. Penultimate fight was Deep Six against Nelly. Again, this was one I was there live for, and it was, when we saw it, we were that just seems a little unfair. Seems a little bit cruel. But, I mean, it didn't stop us being this is awesome. I love the bit at the start where poor Shane from Team Nelly just hits the button and it kind of let's get this over with kind of way. It just felt oh dude, I wanted to give the poor guy a hug. And then ridiculous hit, taking out lights. At the time, obviously, that big hit at the end was just a massive hit. You didn't really have time to sort of almost take in. So when they show how deep Six dug into the floor with that blade, that was a genuine revelation to watch that at the time. I was like, Christ, I did not notice that at all during the actual filming. So yeah, I can't believe it, like the depth it just went into the floor. Yeah, that robot is ridiculous, and I love it for that. And the final fight, the main event, was Whiplash against Witch Doctor. This fight just really makes you appreciate how far robot combat has come, and just like, this is just like the pinnacle of it, like the driving, the damage, just the skill involved. It's just mind-blowing, it really is. There was a bit where Witch Doctor was trying to ping off the wedge on the front, and it hit Whiplash 3 times on that same wedge within a few seconds, and it's just, the driving involved there is just, again, like I say, it's the word mind-blowing. It just blows my mind. It's incredible. Like I say, not a service to Whiplash at all. Them managed to escape the screws by sort of like opening up their robot to kind of like ping it out. Again, just incredible. And again, you can tell that how the robot is built with contingency in mind. It loses that wheel, and I didn't think, as the driver said, it didn't seem to hinder their actual performance at all, their control or anything. So it's like it's purposely built so it can lose a wheel and it doesn't matter, which I think is just fantastic. It's weird with this fight. I struggled to remember seeing it, which you'd think, what, how on earth that? But it was because it was so frantic and fast that there was no like massive, like the things that stood out from all of like my time there were the massive hits, the Nelly hits, the Tombstone Rotator, these sort of massive moments. And there was just a lot of incredibly skilled bits of driving in this battle, which couldn't like stick specifically in my mind. But yeah, I loved it, and I watched it several times before making this review. So that was episode 9. Thanks again, as always, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review, as always, as well. And enjoy the next episode of Battlebots, which is tonight / just now, depending on when I upload this. Yeah, cheerio, guys.